Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends. Your friendly neighborhood Grognard here, coming to you from the secret underground bunker, where along with my friends, we play our version of Dungeons and Dragons. Remember, every time you follow Grognard and Friends on Twitch or subscribe to us on YouTube, we get a brand new friend, and today, more than ever, all of us can certainly use a few more friends. So now, let's check in with the friends and start this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left our friends, they had successfully rescued their friend Butt Trumpet from a house in the Shadow Streets. Upon trying to make their escape, they came upon some good fortune when they found a familiar face and their trusty carriage waiting for them in the shadows, a few blocks away from the house. After a chase that included stops and starts, flying halflings, tumbling clerics, rooftop battle, carriage driver's life hanging in the balance, our friends finally made it safely, though more than a little worse for wear, back to their inn, the Stone's Throw. Well, friends, most of you have made it up to your rooms this fine morning and are probably already in the arms of Morpheus as we speak. Gaius, you and Eldred, on the other hand, now that you've downed the rest of the whiskeys scattered about the tables and are finally headed up to your rooms, Betty calls out, "Oh my goodness, Father Gaius, I nearly forgot. Father Gaius."
Oh, sweet baby Bacchus. Yes, Betty.
And she comes to the end of the bar and says, "This arrived for you just after you left last night," she says, and hands you a message.
Uh-oh. I open it up and I look inside.
Okay. It says, "Hello. I apologize for the late hour of this note, but I thought it important. I have located Butt Trumpet in an old building in the northwestern part of the Shadow Streets. They seem to be in a basement. I hope this helps. Now, as I mentioned to you when last we spoke, I will be traveling for an indeterminate amount of time, depending, and will most likely not be able to be contacted for a while. You can try my assistant, who will not be traveling with me, and I hope you will at least to let me know when you have our dear friend Butt Trumpet back safe and sound. But otherwise, you should not consider me as accessible. I am very sorry. But should you still require the sort of aid that only a practitioner can offer, I will direct you to an associate of mine named Professor Gordon. You can find him in the Cliffside districts just south of a section that I believe the students refer to as the Spookies. Good luck in finding our friend. Much luck, Mr. Nickleby."
Ooh. Professor... what was the last name again? Gordon?
Gordon.
Gordon.
First name Flash.
Gaius passes the note over.
To Eldred?
Because Eldred's still there. Yeah.
Yep.
Eldred, looks like our contact is Mr. Nickleby, or he's not around anymore, but good news, it sounds like he found out almost the same thing we did.
He just says that he's going to be traveling until he gets back. So depending on where he's traveling to.
Yeah. At the very least, we'll send the letter to his estate. That way, when he does arrive, he can get the news. And I don't know, maybe his assistant has means of communication. I'm sure they have some kind of magical communication. I mean, he had that one message thing he was doing before, so that might help. But at least allay his fears.
Yes, I agree.
But now I am quite literally exhausted.
I'm a little tired myself, so yeah, let's
get a solid 8, and then we'll go sewers time, I guess.
Dun, 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 dun. Sewer time. Okay. Okay, everyone goes to sleep if you're not already. And you wake up. We'll say Nikita, you woke up first, being that you went to bed first. It's certainly not Gaius, because he's probably going to sleep longer than usual today.
Right.
Solid 8.
So I get up. I realize I'm in the same clothing as previously, and only change out the pants to the sewer pants because I'm going to be getting filthy.
Okay.
I will then pad downstairs and wave at Betty. Hi, Betty. Morning. Or what time is it, Betty?
Oh, it's afternoon, Betty says. Probably about almost mid-afternoon, she says.
Good
And
to
she's at a
know.
table wiping things down. And behind the bar, you see a person you haven't seen before. A guy probably somewhere in his 20s, wiping down the bar and kind of going through the bottles. Brown hair, kind of nondescript. Nothing really jumps out at you. Kind of rather plain looking, but wearing a leather apron.
Ah, Betty, you have some new blood. Who is that?
That's and she goes, and then the guy looks over and says, Seamus, ma'am, nice to meet you.
Nikita, nice to meet you as well. Can I order food from you, Seamus? We have some dirty work today.
You certainly can. Betty might be better. I'm new here, so I don't know what's available today. Betty says, I got you covered. What would you like?
All right, just checking. Nice hearty breakfast, whatever's ready and easy. Little bit of bacon, and then bring out later a bigger pile of bacon for when Mr. Reed comes down.
You got it. And Seamus chimes in, I'll try to get to know your orders. And are you staying here, I take it?
That is correct, Seamus. Da.
Okay, well, I'll try to get your orders down for when you're around. I'm sorry, it's my first day. So,
Do not worry about it. Like you said, it's your first day. I'm not going to quiz you or something when we come back stinking of the sewers. So take it easy.
stinking of the sewers. Great.
Just roll with it, my man. You will understand.
It sounds like there's not a lot to understand. I'm very thankful for the job I have suddenly, more so than before. But sure, yeah. Betty interrupts him and says, "I'm going. She's probably going to want coffee to start. She might want something a little later, but I got things covered." He goes, "Oh, thanks." And she goes in the back. You don't see Butterbeer anywhere, and we'll say Vivalda. I believe you would probably. It's up to you whether or not you want to come down.
Yeah, she would come down.
Okay. So, Nikita, as you're sitting yourself down, you see Vivalda coming down the stairs.
Good
Afternoon,
afternoon,
Viv.
I would assume.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I've been told. So I guess we get
think
to
it should
really
be.
break you in today.
Yes, sewers, right? I still need the sewer clothes.
Yeah. I would recommend that. I have my pants. I'm wearing a set of what would you call them? Like hip waiter type pants with the full on canvas pants. trying to cover as much as possible. But I'm still got like the shirt and armor, and you can still see flecks of blood from last night.
I would imagine they
I haven't
probably,
bothered to.
you being a dwarf, they probably come up to almost your armpits.
Yeah, perfect. I need as much cover as possible.
Butt trumpet.
You right here.
You are woken up by a bit of a scream. Right in your ear.
Oh,
And you roll over, and there is a young woman in the bed next to you looking at you wide-eyed and a little startled, and then just kind of looking around the room.
I probably would have screamed back in being startled by that. Well, I'd like to get a feeling for my surroundings.
Okay,
Figure
so
out where I am, because it's clearly not my room.
yeah, it's a room at an inn, but it's not your room, and you don't even know if it's your inn.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, my name's Butt Trumpet. You probably don't want to. I must have been in the wrong room by mistake. I apologize. I'll just get on my merry way here. I like to, hop off the pillow if I can.
Okay, you do,
Toddle on out of there.
kind of toddle on out of it. Reaching the doorknob, you kind of have to jump a little bit so you can finally get in, pull it open, and
There it is.
as you pull it shut, you just see the young lady kind of just watching you as you leave. And as you get out into the hall, you realize you are in the stone's throw. You're just not in your normal room.
Huh. Well then,
Gotta lay off the sauce.
if I'm not puking, I'm waking up somewhere I shouldn't be. That's not good. Well, I'd like to see if I can navigate my way back to the room I shared with Nikita to see if I can dig out my sewer pillowcase.
Okay. You find the room and you get in there, and she is not in there. Nikita is not in the room. But you're able to find your sewer pillowcase without a problem.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna gradually make my way downstairs, carefully this time.
Okay. Nikita and Vivalda, as the two of you are around the table talking, Vivalda, Betty comes out and asks you if you would like some food and something to drink, maybe some coffee, tea, anything like that.
Oh, yes, tea sounds wonderful. Thank you. Yes, please.
Would you like a black tea, a fruit tea, an herb tea? What's your preference?
I like herbal.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll take care of that for you. And a little something to eat this morning? Or this afternoon? That got me doing it.
Yes, I'm sure everyone will probably want to eat before our excursion. So I'll just whatever. What do you have today?
Well, when I went back there, we still have eggs because I know Nikita wanted some breakfast. We always have a good selection of meats, fruits and vegetables. We have some stew from lunch.
Oh.
That it's a fish stew. It's made with scud, which is fresh from the lake. It's a natural. It's the local fish around here, and anything else, I'll be able to let you know if you have in mind.
Sure, I think I'll take breakfast as well.
Okay, that's what
Thank
the
you.
group tends to do. So I'll take care of that, and I'll be out with your tea in a moment. And she goes back into the kitchen. And the two of you look over and you see on the stairs coming down Butt Trumpet doing kind of thing of scooting their tush up to the end of each step, putting out their feet and then just kind of bump dropping to the next step, scooting to the end, kind of putting their feet out and then bump dropping to the next step, and they do this all the way down.
How long does it take?
It takes a few minutes.
I think after the third step, I would go over. And, do you want some help?
I just weakly reach up my arms.
I won't. I pick you up.
Okay.
As we make our way over to the table, did Nikita get coffee? Did I hear that right?
Yes, she did.
I'd like to smell that and say,
Okay.
Nikita, what is that?
I was introduced to it in Seven Rivers, actually. It is called coffee, and I think it is wonderful. But it's kind of like the opposite of drinking wine or alcohol. Instead of becoming tired, you become very, 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 very alert.
Well, that's actually really a good idea considering what we have to do today. I just wish there was that looks really big. I wish there was coffee that came in like a really small cup.
Betty
I'm
comes
sure
out,
we can
brings
ask
you.
Betty if we got like a.
Betty comes out, brings you your tea, Vivalda, a little pot with a little cozy to go over top of it, and a little china cup with a saucer, and sets out also a little bowl of sugar and a little pitcher of milk, and says, my little blue friend, it just wasn't morning around here without you. What can I get you today?
Well, actually, I was wondering, do you have any coffee but like in a very small cup for me?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, we have a very special coffee that we serve in very small cups.
Oh, that's perfect.
I did
I'd
not know
love
this.
one of those.
I will take care of it right away for you. And she goes back in and Reed, I think maybe about this time you would you be waking up, or do you think you'd probably be sleeping even later?
Nah, he'd be waking up.
Okay.
I look over. Gaius is fast asleep, I assume.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
starfish
this
face
is
down on the
blackout.
bed.
Blackout sleeping.
I put the bunny on the pillow next to him,
Okay.
and then I will throw on some pants, maybe my sewer pants, because I know what the plan is, and then I'll run downstairs.
Okay. Vivalda, Butt Trumpet, and Nikita, you hear, and then you see jumping to the landing of the top of the steps, you see Reed, and then he looks around, and then boom, 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 boom. And he comes down, he's wearing his sewer pants, and his hair is sticking up and all sorts of things, and he has his teddy bear under one arm, and he looks over, and he looks at the table and says,
Hello. I'm gonna put my armor on when we're ready to go, but we're eating, right? Looks good. What you
Yeah.
guys got?
Yes.
and
We've
about
ordered
that time,
breakfast.
Betty comes out and starts laying down platters of eggs and platter of bacon and a platter of sausages and some tomatoes that have been roasted and some mushrooms that have been roasted and a little pot of baked beans.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
And says, Master Reed, I assume you'd like your usual?
Ale? Is that the usual?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take an ale, sure.
Okay.
I
And
want to try some of
My
this other
usual?
stuff too, though. There's lots of
Okay.
drinks here.
did you want a coffee?
I get my own, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. And Betty looks at you, Butt Trumpet, and says, "I'll be right out with yours." And goes in and comes back out with a tiny little cup that's perfectly your size, filled to the top with coffee that is black as night, and like it just looks like a sheet of black glass on the top, and says the sugar's there and the milk's there. If you'd like some cream or something, I can do that. Some people, you'll see on the side saucer, there's a little rind of Biggles fruit that sometimes people put in there. But
Ooh.
enjoy, and I'll have your ale coming right up, Master Reed, and goes over to the
Thank
bar, and shortly thereafter comes back with your ale.
I lean into Butt Trumpet. I just want to let you know, do not drink this like alcohol, sip it. The taste can be bitter, but that way you can tell how much sugar and other stuff to put in it.
Thank you. And I take a sip to make a little bit of room to put some sugar in.
Okay, it's maybe a touch bitter, but it's not a bad bitter. It's actually is a unique taste you've never had before, but it's and it's a strong flavor, but it seems fitting with the morning and with the morning foods that are surrounding you at the moment.
Perfect.
But yeah-
Then I'll make my way through that then.
Okay, the sugar does sound like a good idea to you, though.
Yes.
As
I
you're
actually
sitting
go
there,
to try the Biggles fruit. Sorry.
that's all right. It's just the rind of it.
Okay. I have not tried this yet, so I'm going to try this. I'll let you know what I think. What does Biggles
Okay,
fruit taste like again?
it only came with Butt Trumpets.
Oh, with
actually.
hers.
Yeah,
Never
Um,
mind.
because yours
You
is
can have it. I
regular.
nudge it over there.
Oh, thank you.
It's it tastes like kind of a cross between a sweetened grapefruit and a lime, actually. But it's a nice blend. I mean, that description doesn't sound great, but it's kind of a very tangy, little bit sour, but very sweet sort of fruit. And if you remember from conversations around before, it comes in on ships from the far south.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody who wants to give me a perception check. Somebody can help somebody else.
I
You
can.
know.
And then I will help her.
Okay.
Lovely. Advantage.
Yes.
Okay. 15.
Okay. You notice as you're sitting there, kind of at the top of the stairs, like a head peeks around and like looks around, and then kind of comes down the steps carrying a bundle of clothes and just kind of wearing the base clothes. It's your driver from last night. Kind of looking around and
Delia, right? Yes, Delia.
eyes go wide and goes, ah. And then kind of comes over rather apprehensively and says, what time is it?
It's afternoon now.
Eyes go wide and it's like, oh, crap. Is
You
there
didn't have to
anything
work
I
today,
should
did
know
you?
about last night?
Oh, yes, you did drink quite a bit. I put you and Butt Trumpet in my bed because you were both very like you couldn't walk. You were very tired, so I decided to let you guys take my bed.
Oh,
How are you feeling this this afternoon?
uh, my head kind of. Well, I'm
Yeah.
a little surprised it fits through the door. It's a little sensitive, but that explains a lot, and that takes a lot. That makes me feel a lot better. Okay. Um.
Do you want some tea?
Uh, is there any coffee?
Yes,
Yeah,
there's coffee
It's
too.
good.
Okay.
We have special small cup coffee and regular large cup coffee.
Ah, okay. One of each?
Okay, let's look for Betty. We will let her know.
Okay, she comes back out and you let her know, and she kind of says, okay. And
And I'd
as
also
she,
like another small copy.
she says, coming right up.
Thanks.
And, she goes back into the kitchen. And while she does that, Delia starts finishing dressing there in the booth next to you. Kind of looking around, kind of seems to be a little antsy.
Are
She
you?
goes, yeah,
Are you going to be in trouble because you didn't go home last night?
that's not the problem. The problem is I was supposed to be at work this morning.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
and
Well,
I didn't
I
bring
can-
the carriage back last night. So,
I have a feeling that
If
when
we-
you bring the carriage back, they'll understand why you didn't come in for work today. But I did get all of the arrows out as much as I could.
where is the carriage?
It's just right outside.
And she kind of runs and looks, and you see, she looks out, rushes, looks around, and then immediately looks outside the door and says, "Thank you so much. I will be out shortly." Comes back in, and as she's coming back in, Betty comes in with a mug of coffee, the type that Nikita drinks, puts it in front of Delia, says, the other cup's coming shortly, as is yours, little friend. And Delia says, "Oh, thank you," and just immediately starts drinking and says, whichever one of you got somebody to watch the carriage, thank you so much. And Betty says, that was me. I didn't want anyone to go off with your carriage or your horses, so that's one of the couriers, but throw enough coin at them and they'll do basically anything you want. So we'll settle up later. Meanwhile, let me go back and check on the other things. And she sets down a tray and says, there's some biscuits here, and there's also some pastries on there, just in case, that were left over from
That's
this
an
morning. And there's already butter on the table from before. So, and she goes back
Spasiba.
in, and then shortly after comes back with two more little cups of the very dark coffee, puts one in front of you, Butt Trumpet, takes your cup and says, "Boy, that was fast," and puts one in front of Delia, and takes the thing and tops off anyone who needs a top off, and heads back into the kitchen.
Okay,
I'm
now
putting
butt
more
trumpet.
sweet in my. Yes?
Nope, put more sweets in it, but like alcohol, do not drink too much. You can hit a cap where you become very, very, very twitchy, and then you just fall asleep.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
there's a balance that needs to be found. Yeah. If you can start seeing smells, stop.
That would be really weird if we get to the sewer. Okay.
Exactly. Not handy at all.
Delia finishes the one mug, takes the pitcher, pours another one, starts drinking it, like downs it pretty quickly because it's had a chance to cool a little bit. Looks at the little cup, takes the piece of Beagle's fruit, just kind of tosses it on the table, downs that pretty quick. It goes, hot, hot. Oh, okay. And says, I'm sure it was a wonderful night. Hope it was a wonderful night for me. Until next time. And then she leaves. And shortly thereafter, you see the boy come in and go over to the bar. You hear the horses and the carriage kind of turning around in the street. And then you hear, a familiar sound that you heard from the night before. And you see the carriage kind of take off at a shot. You hear a couple people go, hey, look where you're going. And a few of those things. And then Vivalda and Reed and Butt Trumpet, you notice that behind the bar is someone you've never seen before. And that person says, Betty, the kid. She goes, and she goes behind and says, okay, and reaches under and hands him a little sack, and he says, thank you, missus. Anytime you need something like that again, you let me know. And she goes, I will, and he takes off.
Wonder who that was. He blinks really loud.
Right? You're getting to your limit.
I was about to say, I think you might want the small cup still.
Oh yeah, this small cup is perfect. I mean, maybe just one more.
No.
I don't know about that, no. Maybe some of my tea,
You'll be
but
set
maybe
for
not
a
the
while.
coffee.
You're going to
Reed,
have to trust me on this.
Reed hops up, goes over to the bar.
Okay.
Is Betty's there? Or?
She's at the side there getting
I want to go over to her.
Okay.
I want to go over to her and just say, is Butterbeer in the back?
No, he went home earlier today, actually. He we have this is Seamus. Seamus, right? She says. And he says, yes, ma'am. And he waves and says, do you need anything?
No. Betty, can so I know Gaius has been paying for us for a lot of stuff, and I was gonna give this to Butterbeer, and I put 5 gold out there. I'm like, I know we've been eating a lot, so I kind of felt guilty.
I will make sure that Mr. Butterbeer gets this, and I will take care of it. I'll hold it till he comes in, and then I'll make sure that he puts it on, covers your tab with it, as much as it covers.
And if there's a lot more needed, I could do a little bit more. So
very good. I'll let him know.
Thank you.
That's very admirable of you, Master Reed.
Oh, well, I do eat a lot, so
this is true. We've actually doubled our bacon purchases recently. So,
the bacon reserve.
Yes. Pork stocks have gone through the roof, from what I hear. Okay, so you anything else with Betty?
No. I'll go back to the table. And do you guys think we should get up Eldred and Gaius soon?
Probably.
Perhaps.
Butt Trumpet, you're shaking.
Yes,
okay?
I'm going to take Butt Trumpet's coffee. I'm sorry, it's for your own good. It's going to be okay, all right?
Spasiba, Viv.
You can have some
Give
more
her food.
another
Let's
time.
put food in front of her. Let's see if we can
Look
get
at
some
this.
water.
I have some extra eggs on my plate that I don't need. If you want the eggs, if you want some of the roasted tomatoes, those are very good. Whatever you want.
I pick up the tomato
mushrooms
with
are
like
freaking
both hands. I pick up the tomato with both hands and start, like, gradually nibbling at it and say, this tomato has feelings.
We're done.
Just
And I
eat
just
it. It
keep
doesn't have
eating.
feelings.
They're eating. That is good.
I'll go get Gaius and Aldrin.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
And Betty, could we get some water?
Certainly. And she brings a pitcher with a number of glasses for the water.
Spasiba. Okay, but Trumpet, eat some foods, drink some water, eat some foods, drink some water. Okay?
Okay.
You can
I
do
can do
this.
it with you.
Just breathe through it.
I'm sipping the water and the ice is really loud.
Yes, it is.
I'm just still nibbling on, like, whatever little pastries or pieces of bacon are in front of me.
Okay, you know what? Something I didn't cover, Butt Trumpet. Give me a Constitution check, please.
Oh, goody.
Does the water actually have ice in it?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say it'd be really funny if it didn't.
Hmm.
Oh, no.
I'm glad I'm still in my bedroom.
You woke up with a headache to end all headaches, but that you're not sure if that's because you woke up with someone screaming in your ear or because of drinking the night before. You seem fine, and you went down a few steps, and then Vivalda picked you up, and all of a sudden you realize from bouncing down the steps that there's actually a very large ringing and pain in your head. The coffee has seemed to help quite a bit with this. And the food at first seems to be going well. But you do get to a point, the water is kind of like, the water seems to be putting things towards a bad edge for you. Like your stomach starts to, you can actually feel the water kind of sloshing around in your stomach as it goes down your throat and kind of churning around in there. And you kind of feel your stomach as if your stomach was actually a pair of hands trying to grasp the water to make it stop moving around inside of you.
I'd like to make my way to the bathroom.
Okay.
Can I see that they are not feeling well and I should maybe take them to the bathroom?
Yeah, it's they've gone from their normal shade of blue to almost like a sickly teal.
Puce.
You're not supposed to change colors, right? You just stay one color all the time?
Well, I did used to be
Let's just-
green, but, not the point.
Okay, I'm just let's go to the bathroom together, okay? And I'll once they nod, I scoop them up and I take them to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, God.
You find it's a pretty bare bones room with basically a wooden box with some holes in it. The door does have a little bar on it on the inside that you can lock it from the inside.
Yeah, just hang out in here for a moment. Just
Yep.
breathe.
Butt Trumpet,
Bye.
you do find that the hole in the boards are exceedingly large for you, actually.
I'll be
Don't
just
fall in.
right outside. Just knock if you need something, and I just stand outside the door.
I'm gonna just ask a question as delicately as I can to our GM here.
Yes.
Top or bottom?
Which
Which
exit?
end?
Oh. Bottom. At first,
Worse.
to start.
I hate nat ones.
Basically, you find yourself standing in between the two holes, utilizing both of them.
You need like a 2-bucket method. Need a double bucket there.
Vivalda, give me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay.
Okay.
9.
You just
Try
hear
not
the
to listen.
occasional, oh. That's it.
In that register.
And
It's weirdly deep.
yeah, they're in there for a while, so you know.
Yeah, I was about to ask the duration of this.
Yeah.
If
Well, with a
anybody
nat
comes up
one,
to the
it's-
bathroom, I'm just like, there's a line. Get in line. Mhm.
Luckily, middle of the
it'll be a while.
afternoon, there's no one pretty much looking
Oh,
to
good.
use it, so.
Yeah, might as well light a pipe. You're going to be there for a while.
Plumbing issue.
Do not light anything.
Plumbing.
They just need a sign. I'm here to wait till they get a sign. So yeah.
It's about this time, Gaius, that, you know what? Give me a constitution check, please.
Okay, let's...
You're gonna wait your turn.
Don't worry, my computer's moving super slow right now. Let's see if it actually... Oh. Does that go through?
The 9? No. A 2.
Nope.
A 5.
A 5. Okay.
Still asleep.
Not gonna be
But-
fun when you wake up.
You you sleep through the initial problems. So yeah, you continue to sleep, Gaius.
What
That
problems?
poor bunny.
When does
Did I eat the bunny in my
walk in.
sleep? Is that what happened?
No.
Oh my god.
No, but maybe
Oh, gosh.
inhaling part of the bunny is what kicked off kind of what happened afterwards, though.
Hmm.
Can someone roll for the
Okay.
bunny?
Oh no.
The bunny's dead.
You know what, Butt Trumpet? Butt Trumpet, give me a roll for the bunny. Roll for the bunny.
Oh no.
Oh god. Constitution
rolling?
save?
Yes.
Oh no.
Starting off strong.
What does Reed see when he goes into the room?
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second.
carnage?
So, Gaius, you...
Everything.
Gaius, you're snoring away, and then all of a sudden you start gagging.
No.
And you
Hairball.
feel like you have this huge hairball that is like partway down your throat. And you're coughing and gagging and you're choking. You wake up choking. And you
is
also
there a bunny
wake-
trying to crawl inside of me?
You also find your stomach turning and
Uh-oh.
clenching.
What could have done this?
Worst.
Well, maybe peppermint whiskey mixed with a bunch of other whiskeys. Just roll me a
couldn't have been
20-sider if you can.
And 1 point of exhaustion.
Exactly.
Oh man, I really got to restart my computer.
Okay.
Going strong. What is going on right now?
Okay, so you
I'd love to know too.
you start gagging and coughing. Reed, since you said you were headed up to the room, you walk as you're approaching the door, you start hearing some very strange sounds coming from the room.
I rush in.
Okay. You see Gaius kind of on all fours on the bed, kind of heaving, and nothing's coming out, making these gagging sounds. And the only thing you see, and like kind of around his mouth, you see foam, and you see a fuzzy cottontail and two little feet kind of sticking out from his mouth. And he's like, the shoulders keep arching, and he keeps kind of going, and he's not doing well at all.
I rush over to grab my bunny.
Okay. It's mostly
Fuck that
in
cannibal,
his
guys.
mouth, and as you see that the top of his throat is bulging a little bit too. As a matter of fact, you see at the top of his throat, you see from inside two little things going like
It's
this.
a fucking Stephen King book. Difference is it was a cat in that one.
Yeah.
We're never
I
gonna
grabbed the
make it
bunny
to the
by the
sewers.
butt and yanked.
This episode of Grognard and Friends brought to you by the new book by Stephen King, Flopsy. This Easter, it's deadly. Anyway, you were saying.
I grabbed the bunny and tried to yank it out of his mouth.
Oh God.
This is the worst.
Give me a give
is
me
happening
a
here?
strength check, please.
We've been rolling really great, guys.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Hey!
So, how'd the party die? Mostly gastrointestinal problems.
There is so much foam and fluids kind of mixed in with this bunny that you're having a hard time getting a handle, getting a grip on those feet that are just sticking out of the mouth of Gaius.
Are his eyes open? Can he see me?
Yeah, they're bulging, as a matter of fact, and they're bloodshot, and his face is beginning to turn purple.
Can I strength check?
You know,
The force of your esophagus.
give me a Constitution check there, Gaius, to as your attack to kind of
Oh
see
my
if you're
God,
able
why-
to do something.
Why? Like, I'm rolling in slow motion on my computer, and I don't know why. And I'm only getting 2s.
Welcome to the Two Crew.
No, also my internet seems to be acting up, so I don't know what the hell that's about either. Or it's my computer, one or the other.
You are trying to kind of force this thing out, but you are having a hard time getting the air to kind of expel. And at this point, you take 2 points of damage from suffocation.
Suffocating.
Yeah.
Guys
Okay.
might
Yeah.
die.
Aren't you guys glad you brought up the bunny? Oh, no.
Reed, what? So
Can we-
next round, what do you do?
All right, so I start screaming at the top of my lungs for Nikita. I need somebody strong.
Nikita, give me a perception check, please.
And then I'm gonna pound on his back with my fists to try.
Okay.
I think the best part is here that Vivaldi and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I
a little
think that
occupied.
this is the crisis right now.
Nikita, you hear Reed shouting at the top of his lungs distantly at upstairs for you.
Okay. I'll be like midway, food, drink, and then I'll kind of look up and notice, oh shit, I'm the only one here. God. Fuck. Put everything down. Betty, can you check on Vivalda and Butt Trumpet? You might want a mop. And then I head upstairs.
Okay.
No.
Gaius,
You might want to mop.
Yeah.
when you went to bed, what were you wearing when you went to sleep? Did you just like come in and fall on the bed, or?
Oh no, like I'm I guess the equivalent of small clothes in this
Okay.
world, whatever you want to
Okay.
call that. There you go.
Okay. Next round, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Just let me know when that round is, I guess.
Okay, and by the way, take exhaustion off of you at this point.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I figured I at least got some sleep, even though
Right.
I'm having the worst wake up ever.
Although, depending on how this goes, it may be back, but we'll see.
Well, then I go back to sleep. Sans Bunny in the room.
What is that meme where it's like, oh, your chances of being choked by a bunny are slim, but never 0% or something
Zero,
like
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But never 0.
The anticipation.
I know.
Again, I'm genuinely concerned he might die.
Here, see if this helps. Oh shit! Never mind. You roll.
It did not help.
Yeah. Ignore that roll.
Doesn't
Did
count,
not
doesn't
happen.
count, doesn't count.
So why are we putting off going to the sewers another day? Wow, there was this whole bunny in the mouth incident.
I feel like it's been a traumatic afternoon.
It's been a traumatic few days for you.
Yeah.
Vivalda, you see Betty come and find you and says, Nikita told me I should check on you.
Yes, they're still in there from their first experience with coffee. Yeah.
I'll be back. And,
All right.
and leaves.
And then
She's
burns
getting
the house down.
bleach.
Still unable, Gaius?
I'll try. Like I said, it's just for whatever reason. Like I'm checking my computer right now. Forge itself is deciding to use like 80% of my CPU for some reason.
Okay.
I think it was doing that to me.
There we
last
go.
time. There we go.
Nah,
Better.
still not great.
Okay. Reed, what?
I might not
you're-
hear for a second, but let me know if I die.
Okay. I'm going.
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to give a +2 to that roll for you banging on his back there, Reed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And that'll make it a 10, which is kind of where I set the DC. Because it's easier just to add the +2 than to do an advantage or
Yeah.
something like that with when he's having problems rolling. So I'm going to. Everyone's rolling. So when he comes back, we'll remind him that he takes another point of damage. But you see, like, a burst of foam and bunny butt and feet kind of begin to move forward out of his mouth.
Push! Push! It's a breach!
Has the bunny, like... the bunny also could suffocate, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, we're dealing with that.
Yeah, okay.
Am I up there
One
yet?
of these people is going to suffocate. It's going to be the bunny or the
not-
guy.
Reed, what are you doing?
It's not totally out yet.
It's part way out. Chris, you took another point of suffocation damage, but
Sweet.
it's part way out now. It's like the whole butt of the bunny is filling your mouth entrance at this point, with the feet sticking out your mouth.
Delightful. This is how
Am
I
I up there
always
yet?
want to wake up in the morning with near-death experiences.
I'm gonna keep beating on his back and yelling, Nikita!
Should I make
Okay.
another roll, Paul?
Yes, if you can. And at this point, so you know, Reed is like pounding on your back with both his fists, yelling something that you, because your head feels like it's going to explode. You can't really make out at this point. Okay.
Oh, thank Christ.
Okay, so Reed, what you see Gaius arches back up really, really more than ever, and as he it goes down very quickly, and at the exact same time, you use both your hands to pound on that back, and all of a sudden you hear, and the bunny goes flying across the room in a splatter of foam. Hits the wall, kind of rolls onto your bed, and a whole bunch of bile and everything. You cough up there, Gaius, and you're having a hard time catching your breath. You're spitting up some stuff.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I come in the room.
And we'll say at the final moment you take 3 more points of damage. Nikita, you burst into the room. We'll say just as Gaius is on all fours on the bed, you see Reed towards the back of him, pounding on his back, and as you burst through, you see something burst out of his mouth, go across the room, bounce off the wall, and kind of roll into Reed's bed.
Murder bunny.
The fuck is going on here?
He was trying to eat
Reed,
my
what
bunny.
did you do?
He was eating
The
my
bunny
bunny.
tried to murder me. The bunny tried to murder me in my sleep.
He would never do that.
I'm pretty sure the bunny tried to murder me. Don't, Reed, don't you correct me.
I pick Reed up off of Gaius's back in bed and move him over to his own bed. You might want to check on your bunny, see if the bunny's okay. Let me talk to the big throwing up
scared
guy.
too.
Okay.
Scared too.
Reed,
I
you
think
go
it's
over to your bed, and the bunny is on its back, kind of. You see it kind of breathing really, really fast. Like, every now and then it stops that and then starts licking around its mouth and kind of going.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Gaius, I don't know if the bunny tried to kill you, but what the fuck happened?
Well, I was asleep, and then I woke up with a bunny trying to crawl inside of me.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
No.
How are
Hey, you know what I might have developed a fear of? Shit crawling inside of me. Definitely that. That's a
That
new
isn't
thing I
understandable.
got in my head now. Because also, Reed, no bunnies in the room now. Just throwing it out there. We're getting that thing a cage.
Okay.
With a lock.
From the doorway, you hear, shouldn't that be just throwing that up here?
What? Huh?
Eldred, not the best time.
Oh. Okay.
Also,
I'll go get some coffee.
otherwise I'm going to stomp the buddy to death.
Duh.
And hi, Eldred.
No.
Nice to see
Eldred?
you, too.
Don't forget to get some new sheets. I think he kind of messed this section
Yeah,
up.
I'm just going to... I got this. I'll clean it up in a minute. Not
Well,
the
I
first
think you're
sheets
all
right.
over
I've...
my
Had a
bunny.
traumatic experience.
Oh,
How
no.
does your
Oh,
throat
this
feel?
traumatic? It feels like
Yeah.
a large furry animal tried to enter it. Without
Strangely
my
specific and
consent.
does not help.
You got
Without my
spit all
consent,
over
that
my
is the most
bunny.
important part.
Do you need some of that, like, whiskey with
Reed, I
peppermint?
need you to just leave the room right now. With the bunny. Take that monster out of this room. Now.
Fine.
Maybe
he's a
give it the
Batman.
wash, Reed.
Before I ask for rabbit stew for dinner tonight.
You wouldn't dare.
Because that's the only way it's getting back inside me. Is if it's dead. With vegetables.
Reed, just don't go to the bathroom downstairs. Find somewhere else to wash it.
Oh,
Okay.
that is like the third most traumatic way I've woken up. Maybe fourth.
Reed leaves with the bunny.
Okay.
Ugh.
The old woman in the
Ugh.
kitchen is a little kind of saying, "I'll be with you." Hold on. Takes a bucket that's already filled with soapy water, puts it out in the alley, and says, "There." And meanwhile, has a bucket, a mop, and an empty bucket, and leaves the kitchen. And eventually comes over to you, Vivalda, and says, "If you want, I'll take care of your friend if you'd like."
Is this the same old woman from the last incident?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I
You've got a
I
reputation.
appreciate that so much. I will pay you some money for this. I feel they've been in there way too long.
Okay.
Not exactly something I can help.
I'm sorry.
But you're
they
getting a little
Also,
sassy.
continuously been making noises this whole time too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
and,
similar to
and
Gaius noises.
some kind of strange
Yeah.
ones and some unpleasant ones, and
Different. I was fighting for my life.
If there was ever like a moment of silence, that's when Vivalda would get nervous.
okay. There are a couple moments of silence off and on. But you comfort yourself knowing that none of them were followed by a splash.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me that dignity.
Well, we're getting to that because Vivalda heads back into the inn, into the tavern, and Butt Trumpet, just when you feel like all dignity is gone and just the way you're kind of hovering with your hands on the walls, your butt sticking out to make sure to get coverage everywhere, the door opens
No
up.
pun.
And there is the little old lady. And she she shuts the door behind her, has an empty bucket she puts kind of in front of you, and says, it kind of moves to one side and kind of lifts up your sewer pillowcase and kind of twists it a little bit to get a good grip, and says, "It's okay, sweetie. I've seen far worse. You just let it all out. We'll make sure that nothing happens to you. You don't fall in. It's okay."
I
This is the
am
worst nat one
so
I've ever
sorry. I hate myself.
And as you're there, through the course of you getting ill and everything, and she says, "By the way, the look on my face last night was not because you were bathing. It was because you were talking about your friend Papagaius, I think you called him. And the fact that you were saying he was sucking the life out of people, that I've heard horrible stories about where that happens, but never involving what I always thought was a normal person. So
Especially
that's
not
why.
a cleric, I understand.
Yes. So is your friend Papagaya? Is he a vampire?
Yes.
Not that I am aware of, although he does seem to get a lot more lively at night and sits out in the mornings, but I could neither confirm nor deny this.
Well, I'm a fucking morning person. I have confirmed that.
That is good
I'm not here.
to know and
I'm
consider.
recovering from death, apparently.
That is good to know and consider. And meanwhile, you're in there, and you've been a little concerned because your balance. There's not a lot to grip onto in this place, so you feel a lot more secure now, and not too worried about falling anymore.
When this horrible experience reaches its conclusion, may I please get a bath?
Won't need it.
I just feel violated.
The old woman says, "I am way ahead of you." So, Gaius, you kind of feel covered in this foamy bile. Your throat is exceedingly sore. It feels scraped and scratchy and everything.
Tuesdays. Gotcha.
And we'll say that another hour goes by. Butt Trumpet, you seem to be doing much better. There's the moment where you're saying, "I'm better now," and you go to leave, but the physical action makes you go, "Oh, I'm not," and you ask her to bring you back in, and it's another 10-15 minutes, and then actually you are done. The older woman takes you into the back and gets a bath for you, kind of wrapping you up with a blanket to keep your dignity, so no one sees.
Thank you.
And gets things set up for you and actually helps bathe you, talking to you the entire time and occasionally singing to you.
Aww.
And so the woman seems to really understand, and it goes a long way to making you feel a lot better about things.
Thank you. I've never been pampered like this before. My friends take very good care of me, but with what I'm used to, this is definitely a first.
Well, I will say, little one, I understand you had more wine and whiskey when you, early this morning, and having those, let alone mixing them first thing in the morning, I can't say I'm surprised.
I'm so dumb.
You're not dumb. You're just young.
Thanks.
Gaius,
I just kind
what
of
are
lean into it.
you... Okay. Gaius, what are you doing?
I take all my bedclothes or my linens and kind of mop up the mess and just kind of bundle it all in a thing and just throw it over my shoulder and walk on downstairs wearing exactly what I am, covered in bile and filth, and out the back door. Or I hand the bundle. I'm like, a bunny tried to kill me. To Betty, or I'm like, these need to be washed. FYI.
She
Do I
says,
hear
I turn
this?
to
yeah, you're because you
seeing as
you are
seeing as you
are-
see Gaius and he's just wearing like shorts and like a t-shirt
And he's
covered in foam.
bile.
yeah, he looks like he's been foaming at the mouth like a rabid dog, except it's all dried up now and it just all down his front. And he has a big bundle of clothes and sheets. He comes down. It's Vivolda. It's just you and Eldred sitting at the table. You are kind of off the idea of eating at this point, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Eldred's just going to town, eating.
Yeah, you could have mine.
Okay, he's just like.
And
You
then
come down,
Gaius passes
Gaius.
off.
You
Yeah.
come down, Gaius, and Eldred says,
Hey, bud. Passes off the bundle of filth to whoever. He's like, yeah, just whatever, charge the room. Walks over to the table, puts his hands on his hips, looks down. He's like, picks up like a piece of bread, eats it, and like a half-drank glass of water, washes it down. He's like, yeah. And then pours a little bit more water. He's like, I'll be right back. And just like walks out the door, walks out the back door.
okay. And when you're out the back door, you see Reed kind of on his knees next to a bucket, kind of talking to something in the bucket.
You should drown that piece of shit. Anywho,
You don't
at
mean
which
that.
point, guys, dips his... Oh, totally I do. Dips his fingers in the water and then flicks it in the air and casts Create Water, which causes, in a 30-foot square, including Reed in this, and it begins to just downpour on him as he Shawshank Redemptions, washing the filth off his body.
Can I see this out the window?
It's out the back, and there are no windows that actually go out.
The door's the door's open. You can
That's not
definitely
right.
yeah. The door's open. You can definitely like look out and just see him just face up to the clouds that have just appeared above him as it's pouring. Just
Reed,
Good to feel
give
clean.
me a strength check to see if you can keep a grasp on your bunny when the sudden downpour comes.
Oh no.
I remember the first time I met Gaius. He was a tall drink of wine.
oh, thank you for that movie quote.
13.
All right, you keep a hold on the bunny, but after the rain, how long does the rain last there, Gaius?
It's just like a solid, I think at least a minute minimum.
Okay. It stops and you're feeling kind of a little refreshed. Your throat still hurts.
Get some wine.
Clothes
for
are
that.
sticking to you, and there's a moment of silence that's only broken by this high-pitched and it's not
Reed, are you
Reed.
drowning the bunny?
No, what? No. I pull the bunny in close to me and I kind of shelter it from the falling water. Like I'm just glaring at guys. The bunny's doing
It's a
that.
guttural bunny.
Yeah, it's like it's exhausted itself trying to kill a man.
You never noticed
Did
before,
nothing wrong,
Reed, but his
guys.
eyes are really bright pink.
Oh, it uses drugs now too. All right.
So
I
we'll
take-
say, go on, Nikita.
I was just going to say I take stock of whatever's left in Gaius and Reed's room that's going to need cleaning up, and I'll come back downstairs as well.
Okay. Everything gets
Is-
kind of either put in line to be cleaned or is finished being cleaned in the case of bathtubs and buckets and Shawshank Redemption bath showers,
Just, gotta get busy living or get busy dying.
which
And
is really
Gaius is living.
which is really appropriate because after that scene, where does he go next? Isn't it?
Yeah,
He
right
goes. Well, he went through the sewer.
Right.
So yeah. This
Okay.
It's all part of my master plan. All part of my master plan. Gotta cry
Gaius.
through a mile through a filth to be finally get clean at the end.
Gaius, the Machiavellian cleric. Okay. So at this point, everyone has kind of set themselves up. You are in about as best shape as you can be.
This is
Those-
the best shape I can be in?
Today, yes.
Today.
Today,
It can only
this
go
afternoon,
downhill from
yes.
here, in fact.
Oh, jeez.
God.
literally
Jeez.
and figuratively.
I just wanted some playful coffee jitters, man.
You still
You
feel
got
a little
some.
buzzy, by the way, Butt Trumpet, and your head is. But you do feel a little buzzy still.
Great.
And when you did get sick, it was the whiskey and strangely the peppermint that you tasted most.
So the majority of this was out the front.
Right.
Well, that's nice.
Sure.
I can deal with that.
Dealt with that before.
Now that all of you are back together,
Together again.
some of you looking better than others, what would you like to do?
I need sewer clothes.
You can get that on the way. Or you can just make your
Sure.
the current clothes sewer clothes. That's how now Gaius fully dressed how these clothes became sewer clothes. Which are vestments that have a weirdly bleached look to them. Also, Gaius now reeks of sandalwood. Yeah, I prepped. I'm ready for this.
Oh, okay.
Like you saw him like dabbing it underneath his like nostril like oil.
How easily does the stench of the sewer come out of leather armor?
Eldred says very slowly.
Alright.
Takes hard work and dedication or money,
Well,
like most things.
for the most part, my clothes, they get dirty all the time. It's just my armor that I am attached to. So if it's just a matter of washing for a while, I know how to tend to that.
Oh, don't worry. I have bricks of soap in my room. We're good.
Wonderful.
And I brought some with me.
I think I can use what I'm wearing then.
Yeah, we'll just on the way we'll just pick you up some. You have spare clothes, right? You're not wearing just the
Let me
same
check
set
my
of
inventory.
same set of clothes.
Vivold, I would say you have at least a couple sets of clothing because you knew you
Okay.
were going to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't
Alright,
think you would leave home with one set of clothes.
Yeah. I don't think so either. Okay. Yes, I have spare clothing. to use.
Oh, good. All right. Well, make sure you're not wearing your favorite, I guess.
Oh yes,
All right, then. Then you got sewer clothes already. Excellent.
wonderful.
Okay, where to, when to, what to, talk to me.
Colonnade 2 we go.
Okay. You walk down there?
Right before we go, Reed goes over to finds Betty, and I go to hand her the bunny.
She
I said,
kind of
"Can
looks
you-"
at it and says,
Careful, that thing will kill you.
Can you find a box to kind of keep it until I get back? I have to get a cage now.
I
Make sure
can't
you don't
keep
put
it in
any
the
holes.
kitchen."
Oh, you could
You
if you
don't have
killed
any
it and then
boxes?
served it.
Knock it off, guys.
I'm not
We're not
kidding.
killing the bunny. We're not killing the bunny.
I'm going to kill it when you sleep.
Just go put it in Butt Trumpet in mine's room.
Oh, yes,
Eldred-
that way you could
What
eat
happened
butt
with
trumpet.
the bunny, Gaius?
It tried to murder me.
Oh, he tried to eat it.
It tried
Eldred-
to crawl inside of me and take control of me.
What?
Eldred says, "Oh, that sounds right up my alley. Reed, tell Betty to put it in my room because Nikita doesn't do well with bunnies. So I'll take care of it."
Okay.
Can we
so I do
also
that.
send
Also-
Go ahead.
Who was speaking? Okay. I was gonna say on the when we're walking out of the tavern together, I would make eye contact with Betty and put 5 gold on the counter for her and just kind of nod in thanks and then head out.
Okay, it was the old woman from the kitchen who.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mrs.
I thought it was the same
Wiggins.
person.
No, there's 2 separate people. There's young Betty and the old woman in the back kitchen.
Okay. Then so I can only see Betty right now.
Right.
Okay. I'll still put the 5 gold on the counter and I'll say, some of this is to help with the courier and the other is compensation for the older lady who is helping my little friend and I.
Okay, you say this to Betty or Seamus?
To Betty.
Okay. She says, "Thank you very much. I'll make sure everything's taken care of."
Thank you. And I would leave.
Okay.
I would also
Reed
like to
obviously
write a
puts on his
quick
armor.
note, if I know how to write, that just
Okay.
says, "We got Butt Trumpet, thanks." And if I have any money on me, just, okay, here's a gold. Can we get it delivered to Bartleby Nickleby's assistant?
Yeah, Betty says she'll take care of it for you. She says,
Отлично, спасибо.
so. After what I paid the boy to watch your driver's carriage, I think we're going to have probably more couriers around here than we've ever had before. So,
Relatively cheap labor, yay!
so okay. Someone roll me a 20-sider, please. Anybody?
Not me.
I'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
You make it down to the colonnade without issue. Everything's fine.
wonderful.
And who do we see as the guards in front?
You see 2 guards. You've never seen either of them before.
They are really rotating through new guys.
Mhm.
Здравствуйте, can we speak to, oh boy, Quartermaster?
Captain Moses. Captain Moses.
Quartermaster, somebody or other, Iron Will.
I hand over our documentation. We're trying to get access
Yeah.
to the sewers today.
He's the guard is a young dwarven woman. Says I can get
Captain Fastidious. Yeah,
I don't know who that is, but I can get Captain Takasha for you. Those other those other people you mentioned are no longer here.
Oh,
And
wow.
No
Okay.
longer here?
Like
no,
reassigned or?
I don't know the details, sir. I'm terribly sorry. I'm just a simple.
But they're
Oh, yeah.
alive.
No.
They're
So,
alive?
I can only assume, Miss. I don't know. But would you like me to get Captain Takasha for you?
Certainly.
Sure.
Спасибо.
Okay. Goes and comes back a few minutes later, gets back into their place, gets, in position, stares straight ahead, followed shortly thereafter by the tall, red-headed elfin woman with the very severe features and serious look on her face, and says, I was expecting all of you yesterday, actually, but better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, we had some personal issues that delayed us briefly, but we wanted, as soon as we were available, we wanted to come and start working on it.
Very good. The guards over by the porch, there is one there who I believe will recognize you and be waiting for you, so they can take you and let you in the sewers. And they know to keep guard. So if you just want to head on over there, that's fine.
Yes, that's excellent. Thank you again for all your help.
Quick question.
Yes.
Gaius, you and Nikita, are either of you wearing your armor at this point?
No, I have mine in a bundle over my shoulder.
Okay.
Because basically, I usually, when I get to the bridge, just take the 10 minutes and slap it on.
Okay. Nikita, same with you?
Nope, I'm wearing it.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought of it. I'm just wearing it.
Okay. The captain says to you, you know you're not allowed to wear that until you get in the sewers, correct?
I had forgotten. We, last night went long. I will remember that in the future. Spasiba.
Were you wearing your armor last night? She says.
No, I wish. That might have made things easier.
Intriguing. Very well.
She was just tired this morning.
Like Gaius in the background is like, stop, please.
I said
We were all
no.
tired this morning and kind of forgot. But yes.
Captain says, very good. Hopefully, when I see you next, you will have some little faces with you.
Yes.
This is what we hope for as well.
Looks kind of down at you, butt trumpet, and says, little child faces, and then turns around and goes back in the barracks.
Well, that's just rude. Butt trumpet,
You
how old are
think
you?
I'm an asshole.
I never said that, not once.
How old
They,
am
Aren't you
I,
an
actually?
asshole?
The one guard says, I'm going to have to ask you to treat the captain with respect.
What? Which part? We were respectful, weren't we? What do we do
When
with
was
those
the last time
disrespectful?
calling someone an asshole respectful?
I didn't call her an asshole. What? No.
None of us called her an asshole directly. Come on, man.
No.
She
No.
slighted
We
our
implied.
friend. Give us a little slack.
No, Nikita was implied that Nikita was the asshole, right? That's how I implied. That's how I heard it.
Very well, then.
That's why I asked her, Nikita. That's why I asked Nikita, who called you an asshole?
Okay, I can't
Reed hides
stop
in
you from
shadows.
calling each other that, so perhaps you better
Yes.
go about your business then.
Yes, have a good day.
Yes.
As we walk away, I'm going to give am I frozen?
You were for a second. You're back now.
It was breaking up, yeah.
I was saying that as we walk away, I'm going to give Butt Trumpet the pouch that the rubber duck is in that they gave me.
Okay.
Just so they have something to hold for comfort.
Yay! Perfect.
Okay.
Oh,
You,
what's in the pouch, Bud Trumpet?
I'm like a little bit embarrassed, but I like bashfully not making eye contact, open the pouch and like show it to Gaius.
Oh, well, fancy that. At which point, Gaius pulls out a wooden duck that he had carved last night with a little leather thong around it and just kind of like puts it over Butt Trumpet's head. Now, I can't locate people yet, but I can locate objects that I'm intimately familiar with. For the love of everything that I find holy, don't lose this. So if you get lost again, I can find you through it.
Okay, is it kind of like a necklace?
Yeah, it's a little wooden figurine, and then he just put like a leather
Okay.
necklace.
Like a party hat?
Nope, like a necklace.
No,
Guys, give me a perception
Picturing
check.
it on my head.
I was too, to be honest. I thought it was like a headband with the duck on top of your head.
Nope, that's not what I meant.
I kind of like retie. I want to try and see if I can refashion it to make it look like a hat.
You most certainly can try. Oh my god, why? Hold on. I gotta reset things.
Bet you're real glad you're nice to me, huh?
Yeah, no, super awesome. There we go. Now it's slowly rolling.
It's okay.
As we start to walk, I kind of put a
19.
Okay. Go on, Reed.
Butt Trumpet is walking, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I kind of like put my hand on their shoulder and kind of like fade back just like a couple steps so that everybody else can't hear us. And I say, "Watch out for your rubber duck. Guys tried to eat my bunny." Yeah,
Oh no.
but it's okay.
Well, I'll be sure to be careful.
The bunny's safe. So just watch your duck. And then I hustle to catch up to everybody else.
Okay, let's keep going on our merry way.
It's interesting. Gaius was thinking about making objects to find so he could find everybody, but he's not considering one for Reed now for some reason.
It's a bunny with fangs and claws.
Yeah,
Uh,
just a nightmare.
okay, so you make it across the bridge. You notice that there's still a heavy presence there. You get over to the porch. And Nikita, give me a perception check, please.
What is with these twos? You don't notice shit.
Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Anybody
Nikita's
else?
still
You want to use my 19 from 2 seconds ago?
Reed and Gaius, if the two of you, one of you wants to do it with advantage or whatever, just
Reed, take with advantage.
Got it.
With the blessing of Bacchus.
Perception, right?
Yes.
so yeah, and then, so add a +4 to whatever.
Ooh, I
Nat
got a nat
20.
Okay.
That's
That's that,
nice.
that's that Bacchanalia right there for you.
Reed, as you get to the section known as the porch, you notice across it, kind of where you're headed, a familiar guard, one that you've seen. You've seen him in the past at the barracks, but you haven't seen him at the barracks for a while. The last time you saw him was the last time you went to go into the sewers, and he was placed right where he is now. And because that's such a good roll, you seem to remember that his name is Marcus.
Okay.
Corporal Marcus.
Cool. If I can, I'll hustle ahead of everybody a couple steps. So
Okay.
and when I get close enough, I kind of say, "Hello, Marcus."
Ah, hello, young man. Good to see you again. Are you and your friends ready to go back below, as it were?
I don't know if we're ever ready to really go back in the sewers, but I guess we're doing it.
Well said, young master. It's rather crappy down there, if you ask me. No pun intended.
I got
Yes,
it.
it was.
Guys in the background, but
Hey,
Okay,
over at the barracks, all the people we kind of were talking to sound like they're gone.
Oh, yeah, that's it's rather unfortunate, actually.
What happened?
Well, Captain Maru and Captain Moses and Quartermaster Ironwill, they've all been reassigned. It seems that they were sharing internal secrets of the guard with civilians, and their interaction with civilians there were complaints about that before, but someone higher up just pushed it this time, and all three of them were reassigned because of it.
Oh. Oh.
I don't know much
know
more
where?
than that, though. No, not yet. They usually when people are being reassigned, there's some training that goes in that takes a few days before they start. Taking care of their new post.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
everybody got their armor on?
yeah, guy starts strapping on his stuff while we're making our
Okay.
way from the porch to wherever.
Okay, putting on your armor is kind of something that you need to focus on, and it's going to take about 10-15 minutes minimal
Yeah,
because it's it's pretty intensive. But if someone helps you, you
I
can
could
probably
help.
cut some time off. Okay,
there you go.
we'll say that goes by smoothly. He turns to the other guard and say, "You good here?" And I'll go and or do you want to take sewer duty? And the other guard is like, "No, you're the ranking officer. I think you should have it."
With the rank goes the privilege, huh?
The guard that you don't know just kind of smiles and nods and
It's not
And,
like you got to go in there. Luckily,
We're not in the big fart cloud here, right?
no, you're outside of it at this point.
Okay.
But you've
Oh, good. Thank goodness for that.
yes.
It's just sewage.
someone else want to give me a perception check?
I
Anybody? Okay, go ahead and take it with advantage because I'm sure someone would help you.
I can help.
Yay. Perception.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yep. You perceive.
Okay. You notice that the cloud is noticeable, but whereas it used to billow up over the buildings in the distance, the top of it seems to be just hovering over the top of the buildings, the skyline ahead of you. So it's not. It seems to be diminishing a little bit.
Whoa, everybody look! I
What?
point them in this direction.
What?
Where?
Is that the fart
The
cloud
fart
you've all been
cloud.
talking about? Okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You can see by the greenish color And the smell. The smell is where we really get the name for it.
I see.
In fact, if you get close enough, you could taste it.
Ugh.
Yeah, it almost makes me wish I was still in the country where I lived before coming here. This is not selling me on city living, to be quite honest.
No, not at all.
God, I would love to be back in the vineyards.
But the stone store is incredible. I'd love being there.
I'm
Is it nice
amazed
to
we're still
bacon?
allowed to even stay there.
Yeah, well, we compensate them with gold, so
And they give us baths, so we're still okay.
So many baths.
some more
So,
than others.
Marcus starts taking you over into at the area that you recognize now. It's a somewhat residential area, but kind of like it's nowhere near as nice as some of the residential areas you've seen in the western districts. This is kind of it's a residential area, but it's still a little bit. It has like a rough feel to it still. And he has that long rod with him with the hook on the end. And when you finally get to the area, he sticks it down and twists it and hooks up the latch and bends down and opens up the hatch. And you see the first thing that hits you is you get a whiff of kind of musty sewage smell that just kind of wafts
Oh,
out
dear.
the opening.
No, quick powwow for the new people.
Oh,
Things we fought down here, crawlers. They can apparently adhere to surfaces, so they can be above you as well as below.
all right.
They have like tentacles or probosci. I don't know the proper. They're bugs, so they got. Most important that if they attack you with that, there is a narcotic, almost like knock you out effect to it.
Right.
They make you
Nobody's
sleepy.
mentioning that.
Yeah, no, Reed definitely got dragged off one time by them.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the back this time.
Good news, they don't implant embryo in your body when they take you. Right, Reed?
That wasn't
hope
even
not.
occurring to me.
That's the thing.
Oh,
God.
Is that
Seeing as I just had a bunny try to insert himself in me, I'm kind of hovering over this idea still. Sorry. This
Eldred
is a
says we
thing.
did
This is a
get
problem I'm
Reed
going to have
back
from now
pretty-
on.
Eldred says we did get Reed back pretty quickly, so the chances of him being
Implanted.
probably lessened quite a bit. So just keep that in mind.
So, needless to say,
Would I
stick
know?
close
would
together.
Would I know if this thing was in me? What?
Well, it's it could maybe. I mean, it's been a while, right? It's like a week since that happened, or 2 weeks. I don't know how time works anymore.
It's a little
My
over a
brain's
week,
broken.
but Reed,
God,
the
it's only
thing,
been a
the thing
week
to
since
keep
that
in mind,
happened.
Eldred says, different animals have different,
Gestation periods.
gestation periods. So you might have felt it by
Ooh.
now. It may be a couple months, and then you start having, pains in your,
Oh, you
in
could
your gut,
you could have a queen, which takes longer, I think.
and it's far bigger.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm just horrified hearing all of this because I believe every word of it.
You should, because I don't know if I'm lying or not.
Should
oh
I?
gosh.
Should I maybe?
I was
Try and
horrified until
find
Eldred
somebody to
started
help
it,
me?
and then I'm like, oh, they're bullshitting. Okay.
So Eldred chimed in, and it's all a lie.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, no, they do have like a narcotic quality to their attacks that could knock you out, and they do like to attack from unknown angles. So we stick close together, don't stray too far. aside from me who can create light through magic, do we have any other light sources?
Eldred
I
says
got
I
dancing
can.
lights.
You okay, perfect. So we definitely want lights to light up the area. We're not.
I have torches.
These things will sneak up on us. We're not going to sneak up on them. Now,
There's
granted,
rats too.
We aren't going to have to sneak, literally, are we?
as the sneaking might be for whoever's taking the kids. I'm assuming it's not the bugs. I'm assuming we got to fight through the bugs, and at some point we might run into whoever's taking the kids. Hopefully, it's not the bugs, because that is just another horrifying thought I just had. Thank you, Nikita, for that.
And Eldred says,
I now look at Eldred to see if he
Eldred
I now look
says,
at Eldred to see if he plays it up.
Eldred says there are also a great number of rats down there, some of them incredibly large and incredibly huge. But they don't seem to be that big a deal. You can pretty much ignore them. But be aware that if that's the case, there's probably one of those tentacle things nearby.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so the rats are the canaries in this particular mine sewer we're going in. Have I confused it enough for everyone yet? Excellent.
I believe
So the
so.
rats
Yeah,
are-
let's go ahead.
The rats are birds.
Yep, Reed, you've already been down there. This wasn't really a brief for you.
So
Okay.
you already know about the flying rats, Reed. It's okay.
I didn't see them fly. They flew. What?
It was kind of dark down there.
Yeah.
Fucking Eldred.
He's the worst sometimes, right?
When we
Eldred
come out,
nods
maybe
and
I
says,
should...
"Yeah, I'm the worst."
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Sometimes you can be, Eldred, all right? You can be the worst.
He looks to you guys and motions to the hatch and says, "After you."
I insist. After me. And then Gaius just kind of just grabs onto the rungs of the ladder and just slides down.
Okay.
I might lean into Nikita and go, I'm uncomfortable.
You should
Which
be.
part?
The whole like interaction, I sense some tension.
With who?
With Eldred, never mind. Let's
Oh,
go.
they know each other well. I just ignore them at this point. So I pick up butt trumpet and I go down. I'm assuming it's a ladder. You said
Yes, it's a metal.
Just one hand and
Okay.
my feet. Yeah.
Okay, Gaius, give me a dexterity check, please.
Oh, no.
Since you're going the fireman's way down the ladder.
Let's see how
Good
slow
thing you got
that
clean.
can roll. No, I'm going to eat shit. So just let me know how much you got.
Jeez.
No.
Oh,
It
God.
is
of
not
it.
Gaius's game tonight.
All of it.
Literally.
You got the McDonald's straw, the big thick one for
Oh,
boba.
God.
Yeah, you're going.
Oh, no.
Going to town.
Oh, the image.
Okay. Give me one more dexterity saving throw this time.
Is he here?
I think he ran away.
He ran away. He doesn't want to know his fate.
Basically, you see Gaius climb in, grab either side, put a foot on either side, and goes, "Well, I'm going," and starts sliding really fast, and then you hear, "Oh, shit!" And then it stops real quick.
Oh, no. Oh,
as I'm going down behind him, I'll just keep an eye out so that I don't step on him if he's still kind of swimming.
Okay.
Well, Reed, you said you didn't want to be last. Do you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay, hold on, Gaius.
Yeah.
I was going to say, give me one more dexterity saving throw to
make sure I don't super fail.
yeah.
Oh my god, please stop.
That's better.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to say you're going to take half damage then, because that's a good roll.
Catch myself on the way down.
Yeah. Or at least slow yourself down a little bit.
What the fuck kind of fall damage am I taking? Are you gonna find a dead cleric at the bottom of this fucking well?
Oh no, it's a soft landing.
You take 18 points of damage because you went down basically somewhere between 100 and 200 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I forgot how deep this was. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I would have been so cavalier if I actually remembered the depth at which I had to travel. Okay.
So
which is the thought that is going through Gaius's head as he's falling. He's like, "Oh yeah, this isn't like just 20 feet. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh shit, I might kill myself here." And then he kind of like breaks himself a little bit. And he's like, "Yeah, this is still gonna really hurt. I'm going to regret this." And then he just whop.
So you start like picking up like terminal velocity as you're going down, and it's like taking seconds, and you're going, "I'm not at the bottom yet. Oh crap!" And so you
At which point he's like, "Oh, I'll use Featherfall." Wait, I'm not a wizard. Shit. And as
you try to stop yourself on the rungs, but your hands go, and like near the end, you grab it and you kind of swing to one side, and you feel like there was almost a chance of like pulling the arm out of the socket, but it hurts like a son of a gun.
Too strong.
And as you're thinking about it, you hit the bottom.
At which point I get up real quick, kind of dust myself off, touch myself. I'm like, "Bacchus, please forgive this dumb bastard for doing what he did," and cast Cure Wounds on himself before anyone notices. And then it's like, cast Light's like, nope, everything's fine down here. And,
some of
so there's that.
So some of your armor has bent a little bit.
Okay. I heal for 12, so I'm not fully healed, but I'm definitely better than I was.
Okay. But just be aware that some of your armor has like bent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's definitely kind of just like bending it a little bit, and we're like wedging it between something else and like smacking it with the warhammer to like flatten it back out a little bit.
Okay.
Have I
Let's
reached
see
the
here,
bottom
carry
of
on.
the trumpet?
Yes.
As we're going down, it's like I hear hammering.
Don't worry about it. Carry on. I'm cool. You're cool. We're all cool. Ignore that other roll. That was me testing something. Definitely need to restart the computer after tonight's game.
Also, when I descend the ladder, I would do the exact same thing that Gaius did. And
Okay.
fireman pull it.
Fuck yes, do it.
I would
Do
I
it, but
would,
please don't fail.
We're on the ladder below you.
Vivalda's logic is that is the fastest way to get down. And if I get on the ladder and twist around on the other side, when I slide down it, I won't hit anybody else on the ladder. And if I do it successfully, it'll impress Gaius. So that's what she's gonna do.
Yeah, because WWGD, what would Gaius do?
So Gaius
I
goes
need
down
one of those
first.
wristbands.
He's at the bottom. Nikita goes second with butt trumpet. Did Reed, I think, went third?
And it was Reed.
I'm going next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that would be you, right, Vivalda?
And then
Yeah,
Eldred.
and I'll slide on the ladder, but I'll flip
Okay.
onto the other side so I don't hit anybody else going down.
Okay, give me a dexterity check, please.
Alright, don't
Please
fail
don't
me.
hurt yourself.
Dexterity check, please. Do well. Okay, 29.
Oh, nice.
Okay, everyone but Eldred basically sees Vivalda slide down the ladder. Looks like she's picking up a lot of speed, and then at the end just kind of comes to a slow gliding stop, hops off, and just says, "Okay, we ready?"
That's a nice
That's
one,
fun.
Viv. Almost as
thank you.
epic as what I did on the way down.
Oh, what did you do?
Oh, pretty much the same thing. Except at the very end, I think I kind of like just bent my arm. I got caught on because it's so heavy and whatnot, and
Oh, yeah.
bent a little. That's fine. And he's just kind of like tapping like the splint back into shape because it's like it's fine. We're good now. Anywho, let's wait for those laggards, right?
Yeah.
And you see Eldred come down like one thing at a time.
Ugh.
Are you afraid of heights,
He's-
Eldred?
He's the coolest goddamn wizard we have.
From up above, you hear, "I am afraid of plummeting to my death."
Well, one of us should be.
Are we
Okay.
standing in anything right now, or is it relatively dry here?
There's little puddles on the ground here and there. You're in a 30-foot by 30-foot kind of chamber of stone. The walls are damp. There's a few puddles on the ground. There's a smell of mold and mildew and a little bit of a mustiness. And there is that subtle smell of sewage lying just underneath of everything. And if you're walking around the room at all, you do notice that if you go to the north, it seems to be just a little bit stronger than if you go to the south.
It doesn't smell quite
Now,
as bad as last time.
Eldred, correct me if I'm wrong. We went south last time, right?
Correct.
Yes. Good news, everyone. We go to the stinkier part now.
All right.
And now we get to see how I create a map through Paul's descriptions again. Which the original
will
map
get
I drew
my-
had a bunch of squiggly lions.
That's right. Large
Yep.
cats.
Viv
No,
would ready her
lions.
shield and her long sword just so that she
Okay.
can defend and
No.
hit.
Yep.
But
And Gaius
stay up
casts
there
light
for
on
now,
himself.
but
On yourself?
Yeah. He just
Oh
and
my
he like
gosh.
"Boo."
Going?
What?
That's just incredible.
Oh yeah, I'm awesome, right? Thank you. You know what? I don't get enough appreciation anymore. Before, people were like, "Oh shit, you know magic," and I'm like, "Yeah, right," and just over their heads.
Yeah.
And then you tried to eat
that-
my
that's-
bunny.
Reed, we're going to talk about this later because your bunny violated me, and I did not give it consent.
I
And
don't
we
even know
have
what that
issues.
word means, but okay, whatever.
Which one?
The violet.
Because you and my friend need to have. Yeah, my body is inviolate, and it violated it.
Those are that's like wizard speak. I don't know what you're saying.
No, it's grammar. I'm using. Okay, your bunny did bad things to me, and we need to talk about it later. Reed. Okay, did that get through?
We talk.
I don't think my bunny would ever do bad things, but okay.
Your bunny tried to murder me, and Reed, we're Hey, guess what? He has something in his hand, and he just drops on the ground. I dropped the conversation like I just dropped the thing I had in my hand. Stop it.
I hope that wasn't anything important.
Neither do I. I look down and I'm like, oh, apparently I had rocks in my pockets. I don't know where I got that from. Okay, good news.
Well, that explains your descent, Eldred says. And he leans over to Reed and says, should we get your bunny some armor?
It might need it. I think he's going to try and put it in a pot and cook it. But
No.
I'll protect it.
You protect that bunny. See if it can wield a sword also. Anyway, where are we headed?
A little pin.
We're gonna head north.
Okay. And put yourself a marching order in the hallway there. It's still damp. There's some puddles here and there, but that's the extent of it.
I think
If you want to go first, Gaius, I can go behind you with butt trumpet on my shoulders.
Well, okay. I can generate light, so can butt trumpet. Eldred, you said you can do something as well, right?
Yes, I can handle some light as well.
Okay, I guess
Do you want me
Eldred.
to?
Eldred. I guess light up the rear. I can light up the front, and butt trumpet can keep the middle lit. That way, we don't get
Okay.
ambushed by some creepy bugs on the ceilings or something.
Okay.
I look around for tracks, by the way, of those things.
Okay.
I would as well.
Okay. Reed, give me a perception check, and Vivalda, give me one with disadvantage, being that you've never seen one of these things before. And about this time, you see Eldred light up the top of his staff and it glows with a bright light.
Just to clarify, I'm looking for any track, more so children tracks.
Okay.
But yeah, so you said
You
perception
hear
or
Gaius
investigation?
mutter under his breath, "I have the power," and then he starts glowing.
Did you say perception?
Yes, please.
Still with
I
disadvantage?
have the power. No,
I
just
have the
do it normal
power.
now that I know what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
What was yours, Reed?
16.
16? Okay. Why were you doing perception, Reed?
I was looking for the
told him to do?
tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. You don't see any of those tracks.
Okay.
Vivalda, you find a number of sets of little, what you know to be rodent tracks, kind of scurrying all over the place. And there appear to be a number of humanoid prints that go up about 20, 30 feet, then kind of move around and turn around and go back down, towards where you are, and it back into the room, into the chamber.
Okay. It's a
All
lot
right, so
of
who's going first in the order here?
tracking here. I think Gaius is first.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Viv would take
Alright.
toward the rear, if not the rear.
Okay.
And
Because
Nikita
she
and I are
has
in the
dark
middle.
vision and she's tough. She can defend.
I don't want to be
Okay.
next to Gaius. I'm a little worried he's going to hurt me now.
Okay, so you're
I'm
letting
another
Gaius
bunny.
go about 20 feet ahead of you?
Oh, you're
Well,
gonna let
no.
me fucking get snatched up? Thanks, Reed.
No, I'll be third. That's all. I just don't want to be second.
Okay.
Unless I need to be second. That's fine. I'm not really worried about guys.
I don't want butt trumpet to be stolen off my shoulders if these things hang out on the fucking ceiling. That's all.
Yeah, how high is the ceiling we're working with right now, Paul?
Okay, you're dealing with probably a 10-foot ceiling.
All right.
And like I said, for those of you who came down, you kind of can guess that the distance down from where you entered the hatch is somewhere between 1 and 200 feet. You're guessing somewhere more likely between 150 to 175, but there's definitely a cushion in there of it could go either way a little bit. And you get the feeling if there was a cushion, it'd probably be towards the above 175, possibly, if anything.
We're in it pretty deep now.
Don't make me break out the sound effects, Reed.
Okay, so you continue on?
Yes.
Okay. As you go north, you find the smell of sewage increases. The smell of bodily waste just seems to take over the mold and mildew.
Yeah.
Weapons are out, by the way, of course.
Okay.
Same. Shield and sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my crossbow.
Okay.
Keep a hand on my helmet though. Don't get knocked off.
I grab one of the little wings.
Okay. You can move yourself a little bit further here if you want.
We will move one space at a time.
Glacial.
There wouldn't be traps in the sewer, right? Am I being paranoid?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. It's valid.
Oh,
guys
I've
went
currently
to the
moved
wall.
off. Yeah, hey, like I said, I'm experiencing some technical difficulties on my end, so just ignore what my token may occasionally phase through walls or.
Don't step in the brown stuff.
Okay, so
Nope.
I'm avoiding it.
Gaius,
Yep,
stop up there for a minute.
I would love to, if I could. Forge is just not being my friend tonight.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So it opens up into a 20-foot by 20-foot room. The floor is all of a sudden on an angle. All parts of the room kind of angled down to a little pool and a channel. Which leads out of the room. And there is a certain amount of sewage and waste in the ground here. And the walls are covered with splatters and nastiness
Oh.
wherever you look. The ceiling has opened up to go up into darkness here. So
boy.
it's a much higher ceiling than you guessed. Like the minute you entered in here, and the first time you said something, you recognized the acoustics of the room have drastically changed.
Echo.
Every now and then you hear some sounds of dripping or a splattering or something like that.
My.
The channel seems to lead south out of here.
Okay.
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 Do we have to walk in it, or can
No,
we
you can
on the
walk
side?
around either side there.
Yeah, we do that.
It's
definitely
just
do
be
that.
aware it's on an angle. There is no flatness on either side at this point. It's kind of like on an angle.
It's a trough, so it's kind
Right.
of got that slope. Okay. Yeah, definitely doing like the foot on either side or like.
Okay.
Yeah, foot on either side because I'm not going to want to touch walls if I can fucking stand it.
Right.
This place. I hate it.
The hallways in between tend to be back to the 10-foot high ceiling. It's these little rooms where the ceilings go up into darkness.
Yeah, there's cisterns that concentrate the awful.
Materials.
Right.
I was going to say awful. Yeah. All those
So-
words work.
So you come into another room that the pool's in the center is a little bit bigger. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this time the channels are, the troughs are leading it out west of where you are.
Yeah. That's great.
And the smells are getting more extreme.
Fucking epic, right?
with a sourness going along with it.
Yeah.
This is the most dastardly scent I've ever had the misfortune of smelling.
Why? Hey, you know what I smell? Mostly sandalwood right now.
Oh,
Then why is your face like that? I'm not sure I believe you.
Because I know what I'm currently like hurtling. Just because I don't
look
smell
down.
it. Just because I don't smell it, doesn't mean I know not what's around me.
Okay.
Oh no, what is that ahead?
I need to say a prayer.
I hate the look of it.
It's a poo pool.
A pool.
Please don't.
Sorry. Levity.
So do I notice anything?
Yes.
Besides the obvious. Is
Okay.
mostly what I was going for.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
is
need to
a
describe
much
the obvious
bigger
part.
round room. You notice a number of other entrances, much like the one you're in, leading into it. It is a large pool in the center
Yep.
that appears almost thick. Like you're not 100% sure if
It's like
this is just a thick concentration covering or if it's actually goes down. You have no idea because it's so
never gonna find out.
concentrated. It's so concentrated, it's thick.
not even
there-
using my mind to speculate.
And you're hearing the dripping and the splattering and the smushing and all the sounds that go with it
Oh,
from
my.
above.
Yep.
The ceiling goes up into darkness, and you
Great.
hear, "Who enters the chapel of the Master?"
Are we fucking kidding me right
what
now?
the hell?
Nope, 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 nope.
We got a fucking poop cleric here? What's going on
Did
here?
not say anything about people on the ceiling.
People on the ceiling. We got some.
Can we see-
Yeah.
Can we
Can
see
we
the ceiling?
notice where this voice is coming from?
It's coming from above you. It's come from a couple different directions. In the darkness, you hear it, and you say,
Butt and throw up your foot. You throw up your floating lights or whatever. Those things can go elsewhere, right?
Yep, I do so.
Yeah.
"Okay."
Illuminate the nastiness, please.
Reveal the poop cleric.
Jeez.
You know what? He could be a wizard. or just a crazy
Oh, a
person.
poop wizard.
Oh.
A wizard.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, look at those.
You got to be.
Lovely.
I don't want to say it, but you got to be shitting me.
Some sort of
Can we
poop
not
flying
move
monkey
on?
goblins.
We're already in this situation. It hurts already.
You hear,
Which
you
part
hear,
I
hurts?
could ask one thing.
you hear. Have you come to make an offering?
Who the fuck
I have a
are
feeling I
you?
make an I have a feeling I make an offering like twice daily, depending upon digestive issues.
Oh,
Oh, God.
what were you saying, Nikita?
This is not a god.
Yeah, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just yelling out, who the fuck are you?
We are the servants of the master.
Wait,
Mass
hold on.
turd? You did not just say mass turd.
No.
I will fight you if
No.
you fucking said mass turd.
Can I note the fuck out of here?
Just left.
Can we piece the? Hey, you haven't seen kids here, right? Hold on, they can talk.
Make your offering and we can talk.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Is anyone feeling incontinent right now?
Hold on. I think I have something. If this is for the greater good, I take
Oh,
out
no.
my couch and I take out my duck
Ooh, oh god.
and I raise it over my head. Would this be acceptable?
It would be acceptable. That would be a wonderful offering to the master.
They keep saying the name. Yeah, we all know the name they're using.
Oh, boy.
I pissed somebody off
I
in a
offer
previous
my duck
life.
to the master.
Okay. It kind of just sits on the top of the pool at an angle.
Oh. Ah.
Can we see what these things are?
Yes, they kind of look
I
like
don't want to know.
heads that from this distance look a little bit like pelican heads. Very jagged bat wings coming off the back, long clawed feet, and very bony, thin hands with long claws. And they seem to be dripping in the same filth that's filling the pool in the center of the room.
Oh my god, they're poop gargoyles.
Why? At this point, Gaius just looks up. He's like, "What have I done to offend you?"
One of them swoops down and grabs the ducky and goes and perches atop one of the entrances. Like, say, here. And it starts petting it, smearing stuff all over it as it does so. The master
no.
will be very pleased. You may pass.
Can we get a free question out of the duck while we're at it? Are there any kids around here? Children, small people.
We have seen no children around here, but we could
We're leaving,
ask the
thank you.
master.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah. You know what? dip into that info dump you got right there real quick and get us that info. Whoa!
A bunch of lily
Oh.
livers is what you... Ah.
Oh, sorry. Is this the normal amount of feces you're used to dealing with, Nikita?
Slogging
becomes
through shit
sentient?
is the least of your problems in the dwarven mine.
I don't ever want to visit a dwarven mine ever then.
Don't
You have
blame
painted a horrifying picture.
That was the goal.
Yeah. Hey, what does the mass turd say about... I can't believe I said that out loud. About children here.
They stated that there have been no children around here.
Okay.
Perhaps
What's your
another
usual
direction?
foot traffic?
What was that, Nikita?
Perhaps another direction?
If
We
anybody
could
has come
summon
in
the
here, where would
master
they go?
and ask. The master covers all of the tunnels.
I
and
can
has
vouch for
many
that.
chapels
Sure.
throughout.
Hey,
While
That
they're
sounds like a
talking,
really
can I
bad
look?
idea.
Can I
Where are you
look
looking, Nick?
around at all of the shit around us and see if, like, God forbid, there's any child remains or there are child tracks or something?
Okay, you really don't notice anything other than excrement.
oh, thank God.
Cool.
You see no bones. You see no
Thank God.
nothing.
That's what I'm
It's
looking at,
just
bones. Okay.
I just want to die in a clean place like a forest, please.
it.
Let me die in a forest.
As well.
It just looks like
Can
a
I be
room
eaten?
that a really nasty explosion has taken place in. So
Mauled by wolves? That's what I want. Mauled by wolves, please. Not here. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, let's ask the fucking mass turd.
No. Nikita's like looking at guys. No. They said the master covers all. Listen carefully when things tell you
Yeah.
things. We are going
Yeah.
to get swamped literally.
Isn't that why we
no,
wore
I-
the sewer clothes?
I think, we wore the sewer clothes because there are other places. No, I think they were implying that I
Tracks.
can't believe I'm saying this is because it's everywhere in the sewer. So anything that happens in the sewer, it has knowledge of. Not that we're going to get tsunamied by, I pray, his essence.
How much do you want to bet?
The lives of children, I'm kind of willing to bet that, actually.
Okay.
from the back, you hear Eldred go, "What am I missing? Did you see anything?"
Yeah, just Eldred, hold on. We're going to need you to come up front and shield us in a minute. So we get him up front,
And
right?
I'm out
He
of
takes the
duck.
full tsunami.
I feel bad doing that to him. I've hardly had spoken
I don't
to
at
him
all.
before.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You won't, because he's... Anywho, now I'll stand in front,
Okay.
I guess, with the shield up.
I have a
Yes.
shield as well.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to take this one, Viv, for the team. Can you
appreciate it.
ask Bacchus, please give me strength, the mass turd, if he knows where there are children in the sewer?
You want us to summon the master? We will.
Is there partake? May there be splatter in summoning the mass turd.
There must be more offerings if he is to come here.
Oh, well, what do you ask as offerings?
Guys, the
We
father's in a duck. I think we'll be fine.
cannot dictate what you deem worthy of an offering. You must choose and decide what offerings are worthy of the master.
Well, okay. Seeing as I serve a different deity than you, but I will also give you the offerings that I give him. And then guy's kind of just pours some spilt wine all over the place. I'm like, I can also convert this into a form you're more acceptable to taking normally, I guess. But you get the true form.
That offering is accepted. Be prepared to be judged by the master. We cannot vouch for his decisions or how he reacts.
Get behind
I
something.
will never let you forget this.
I
Get
hold up my
behind
shield.
something. And guy,
I hold up my shield more, kind of
guy-
over butt trumpet the two of us.
These
And
I
guys,
pull
creatures,
Eldred in.
these creatures
Guy
start
steps around the
making
corner.
wet slappings, drumming on the stone walls, and start chanting.
oh my, what have I done?
Reed gets back in the tunnel.
Guy steps around a different tunnel to avoid splash damage.
Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
I can
For the kids.
I run up behind Nikita so that I can cover the higher part of us while Nikita covers the lower part of
Okay.
us with her shield.
Spasiba, I appreciate that.
Okay. The wet slapping drumming gets louder and the chanting gets louder. And all of a sudden the middle of the pool starts to bubble and
Here we go.
and
God, I wish
starts
this was
to
something else.
starts to undulate throughout
Of course.
the room.
Well, it's got to undulate, doesn't it?
And from the
Standing
very
wave
center,
Uh-huh.
a large mass
Pile.
of what the pool is made of rises up, dripping,
Of course it
and
does.
kind of forms two large, thick arms and a small little knob of a head, and slowly, like as water were to clear a drain, two eye sockets kind of open up, and a mouth opens up and pulls, and there's strings between them.
Oh,
And it
God,
just-
what is the strings made of? I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Just kind of makes this disgusting sound, and
Why
you
am I
hear,
Oh,
Have you
fuck
seen
me in
kids?
the ass. All right. I am Gaius, servant of Bacchus, and I have been sent here to request your aid. Masked herd. Oh, God, fucking kill me. Anyway, you are one of the few that have mastered this realm, and we need to know where the children might be in your domain to save them from dark forces. Oh, God. The sandalwood's wearing off.
I'm loving you guys. You just are cracking me up. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
I'm going to need it.
I whispered
Ow,
to
ow,
Nikita,
ow.
remember how you told me I'd see smells?
Can I get my
I get
second
it.
roll in?
Yep.
Yeah. I am very sorry about
on.
that.
Not your fault.
Stay there. No. Wait. Yes.
I just want to
Oh,
know
thank you.
what made
Oh,
Mr.
thank you. At the second roll,
out.
16.
Okay. This thing rises up even further. It's about 10 feet tall. The arms are about the size of Gaius's waist. The arms
God,
are.
your magnificence is just stunning me.
And it says... It says, "Ye servants of my chapels to the north, east, have spoken of human children."
Excellent. Oh God, you made that noise, didn't you? So we gotta cross the streams to the east to get to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
across that broken bridge.
The bridge is safe in the direction you yourself head.
Oh God, your magnificence is making me lose words right now. Oh, oh, God, Bacchus, give me strength, Bacchus. Please provide me with the guidance that I need. Mass Turd, yes. And then guys, just kind of look at the rest of the party. Anyone got anything else? I can't focus. Anyone? So Mass Turd, we head north from here and then east, yeah? Good. So
Thank you.
good. So
You're
good.
very helpful and kind.
Oh.
We appreciate that.
We'll pass along the word of your gloriousness.
Yes.
I will see you again when you come to my other chapel.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Thank
This
you.
is correct.
Oh, yeah.
We look
So
forward
awesome.
to it.
Oh, some of us will definitely look forward to this more than others, I'm sure.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And with that, the creature starts to slowly spin and sink. And the bubbling and the roiling of the pool.
Oh, the noises make it worse.
It's getting flushed.
Why do the noises make it worse?
It's getting flushed.
Why does it sound
And then
so
eventually the roiling of the pool kind of slowly settles to some bursting bubbles.
No.
And you hear,
I will burn.
met the great evidence of the master. All hail.
All
I
hail.
think
Yep,
I'm
let's
not
go.
as
Come on.
attached to my armor anymore after this. I
What?
think I'm getting new armor.
I will burn every city I go to the ground from now on. Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
Okay. You head north about 20 feet into another one of those 20-foot by 20-foot rooms with a little puddle in the middle. The amount is very much like when you first entered here.
Yep, great.
The
keep going,
northwest
and we're going.
corner, there is a path going on a diagonal that goes about 40 feet to another 20-foot by 20-foot room. Same thing. And there is an exit on the eastern wall in the northern part.
Eastern wall, northern part, so that is the direction that our guide gave us.
Yes.
Which tunnel did we go down?
I guess to use the
The one that Gaius is in.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, why is Viv in the brat? No, wait. What can Brown do for you? So yeah, so we find the northeast going tunnel, or so what is it, Paul? Is it a like a hole broken through the sewer, or
No,
is it actual more
it's
sewer?
still part of the sewer, like the way you got up into here.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
you've got these troughs that lead from smaller rooms and then fill up that central room from different directions.
I was just making sure if it was still part of the sewer or if it looked like somebody broke into the sewer from somewhere.
Yeah, no,
to
it
use
looks constructed as if this is, part of the sewer with that cistern in the center.
Gotcha. All right. So we continue that direction.
Okay, so in the second 20 by 20 room, the exit out is in the eastern wall, the northern part of the 20 foot by 20 foot room.
Yep.
It goes 20 feet and then turns south. Goes for 40 feet and then turns east. And at 40 feet, the flooring changes from stone. By the way, when you left that second 20 foot by 20 foot room, the
40 foot east.
The one with the 20 foot east, 20 foot east before it turns south.
Gotcha.
It just went back to a damp stone tunnel again, as opposed to these, the splattered mess. Of the other stuff. So,
the splatter mess of Splatterfest.
Exactly. So then, when you're heading east at 40 feet, the flooring, you come across boards. The flooring seems to be covered with boards that lead forward as far as you can see at the moment.
Okay. They look secured, or are they just kind of like laying there?
They look secured.
Okay. We continue. Well, with the boards there, Paul, does that mean like the rest of the tunnel, is it like wide open, or is it just the same tunnel but
it's the same tunnel? The flooring at 40 feet just starts to be covered with boards. It's like a boardwalk.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Okay. And at 30 feet, there's a small bridge that goes, a 10-foot long bridge that goes over water.
Okay, so and this is potentially the for the viewers that have stuck with us from the very beginning, the creek that had the broken bridge over
we haven't lost in the last
earlier.
15 minutes.
No, I think we kept them there through humor and through the visceral experience that we all had of the world you created for us, Paul. Thank you very much, by the way.
Perhaps the real mass turd was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, no.
I gotta agree
Did
with.
you say that out loud,
sorry.
Butt Trumpet?
No, in game, I'm
agree with
still
Viv on
hoarding
this
my
one.
duck.
I gave you a new duck.
I thought
It's
you'd want it
buoyant.
back.
No, it's your duck. You wear
It's
it around
wrapped
your
around your
neck,
neck.
so you have it. So when you get lost, I can find you again. It's also made out of a buoyant wood that will float on water. Yeah,
Okay, I'm there.
wooden duck, not a rubber duck. Anyway, yeah. Boardwalk we're crossing, Paul.
Correct. And as you go across it, to the south, it's obviously a channel, much like the path that's about 10, 15 feet down.
Yeah.
It's water. It's a river going south. Okay?
Yep.
To the north of the bridge, it goes about 5 feet, and there's a lot of stones. And the water is kind of filtering through the stones, coming out in force into this channel that goes beneath the bridge and then goes south.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if someone give me a perception check, please.
I'll give you the blessing of Bacchus to assist with that because I'm terrified to roll, to be quite honest.
I can. I'll do it.
I got it. Is it 1d8 or
Oh, you got
1d4 added to? Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With guidance, yes, it'll give you a D4.
Okay.
It's at 20.
Reed, you to the north, like past those stones, you hear a very what can only be a fast rushing of water. It sounds like a lot more water than is going beneath this bridge, and it sounds like it's rushing pretty fast.
I will mention that to everybody. Sounds like there's a lot more water going quickly that direction.
Interesting.
The boardwalk then continues down the other side, goes 30 more feet, and you hit another bridge. This bridge is about 30 feet across, and it is a 30-foot wide river of water. The water is coming up pretty close to the bridge, like it's about probably 5-10 feet beneath the bridge. Also going from north to south, and it's rushing at a pretty good clip.
Same source of water potentially for both of these, I would assume, yeah.
It seems to make sense, because if you look to the north with the light you have, it does gradually bend to the west.
All right.
So you get to the other side of the bridge. After about 20 more feet, the boards stop, and it's back to stonework. It goes about 30 feet more, and it continues forward, or there is a hallway, or it branches off to the north.
Okay, so we have an easterly passage and a northerly passage then, yes?
Correct.
I guess I would like to check for tracks to see if there's,
We can help look for that.
small children, stuff
Okay.
like that.
Can I
Give
help
me
with
a...
that?
Sure. Give me a survival check, please.
All right, here's the first one. Super slow motion for me. I'm sure
too.
you'll get it in a normal period of time. And then once that
Me as well,
registers,
Paul?
Pardon me?
Do you want me to do a survival check as well?
You can.
Okay. Just kidding.
I think we'll stick with my 22.
Okay. Vivalda, the water is really kind of throwing, the water in the stone is really kind of throwing you off here. Gaius, you are noticing lots of what you initially thought were rodent or rat tracks like you've seen before throughout this, but they're slightly bigger, slightly longer than any that you've seen before. They're not ginormous, but they're easily a little bigger than the giant rat tracks you saw before.
They're not reminiscent of the crawler foot tracks, right? Those were more like stabbing.
Correct.
Are they crawler tracks?
They are
Not
not.
crawler tracks?
No.
Yeah, because those were more of like a stabbing almost.
It looked like someone was
centipede, I
taking
guess-esque.
little rods and
yeah,
poking
like
them into the
stilts.
mud.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, so we got medium-sized rat tracks. Or do we have... so what direction are those heading? North or east?
The vast majority, they go both directions. The vast majority of them tend to be going east.
Okay. And nothing else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Well, we got rat tracks heading mostly east. Or at least medium-sized rat tracks. Not necessarily large. Schmedium, maybe.
They might be giant rats. You're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be having the same weight distribution that the giant rats you've seen have.
Now, is the muck thicker here?
The muck, it's primarily just wet stone. There's not as much
so maybe
muck
that's
here
why.
as what you came from.
So maybe because the lack of material they were stepping in, they didn't leave quite an impression. Okay. Okay, so we got some giant rats potentially to the east, not so much to the north. I guess this is kind of up to the... What? You right, Viv?
I just said all right. I'm just acknowledging what you said. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yes. So I guess the question is, do we head north or east?
I vote north.
Who had the perception roll with that? You know what, Gaius? The other thing you've noticed is up ahead in the east you hear more water.
Well, it's moisture to the east. I guess we're going to have to follow back anyway from this direction potentially. So I'm getting vibes we should head east first. At the very least, we can always go north when we double back this direction. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. East we go.
You go 40 feet and the boardwalk starts again, and it goes over a bridge that's about 20 feet long. And then there's a stream once again going south, off kind of like on an angle of southeast, coming from directly from the north. The bridge kind of goes over the bend in it.
Gotcha.
Then another 20 feet of boardwalk, and then 30 feet after that, it opens up into a chamber. It's kind of an oval sort of chamber, probably about 50 feet north-south and about 30 to 40 feet, depending on it. It's not a natural chamber east to west. And Gaius, give me a perception check, please.
All right. It's just slow rolling. We'll get there sooner or later. What am I going to give you? All right, there you go. 23.
Okay.
I perceive shit.
In this
Not literally,
room,
I hope.
in this chamber, kind of, this is where everything you've seen before has pretty much been like a chambers and hallways. I mean, this kind of seems more rudimentary, more cave-like, more chiseled out, as it were. In different areas, there's piles of rubbish and garbage and different bits of detritus, all sorts of, bits of broken furniture, bits of broken machinery, garbage, broken pottery, all sorts of stuff, just in piles with all sorts of mixed in with a general layer of filth encompassing everything. But what catches your attention is in one of the piles to the north. There's about 3 of them. You see these small humanoid creatures kind of rooting through the piles. They seem to be about butt trumpet size, but they're dressed. They're dressed like people. And the thing you do notice is they have very large, round ears. And you notice very thin tails coming out of their pants, trousers out the back. And they're going through things and just kind of sorting through the rubbish. And you see piles of things kind of set behind them, like in categories almost.
Are there mouse people here? Is that a thing?
You see a couple ears go and they turn around and you
Shit.
see these little mouse faces look at you, and one of them whistles, and they all stop, and they all kind of gather together, and a
Hello.
bunch of them get behind one of them, and the one looks at you and says, "This is off the path of what was agreed to. You are not allowed this far east. The Kanavesh will be very upset."
Kanavesh.
And that is
Okay.
where we are going to call it a night.
Oh my gosh. Kanavesh. Possibly rat.
Thank you, adventurers. It was an interesting night for those of you with weak stomachs. I apologize. It was just a room. Let's tune in next week to see what else happens to our friends as they continue through the sewers, and what of these little mouse folk. So we will see you next week. Same mouse time, same mouse channel, same Grognard adventures. Until then.